So this music, I mean, for me, it's classic. It's like deep in my bones. It's a bedrock of American music. It's new to a lot of people. And one of the things I've been thinking a lot about is, in this time when we're kind of revisiting our history, big picture as a country, we're looking at a lot of our history, especially as it pertains to race. And there are these figures that are emerging from the past of our music who are kind of getting a second look. There are these women who have been so unfairly treated by history. They've been sort of locked into, a box: victim, addict, tragic figure, Billie Holiday, Nina Simone. And to understand who they really were and how they were actually using their agency, even in that time and place and with all the constraints, Billie Holiday as an activist who was singing Strange Fruit when nobody wanted her to, and Hazel Scott giving up everything for her convictions. Josephine Baker spying, for the French resistance against the Nazis. It's huge, right? So you're really stepping into this powerful lineage of women, but you're stepping in from the beginning with your self-definition and your agency. Yeah. And I wonder about your relationship to them as your ancestors, how you feel them watching over you or informing you as women.
Every day I feel so blessed that people like them, women like them, paved the way for me to experience all of this. Like to have the freedom to have a career, in this music without, I guess, suffering from the same boundaries, I guess, that were put on them, or like, criticisms, of like, you shouldn't be speaking like this. I think there was a quote of Abby Lincoln. She released this album called Straight Ahead, which was, political, and it was talking about life and talking about poverty and talking about, just the things that she wanted. It was released in 1961. And one of the critics said, "You're exploiting your blackness. You're exploiting being a Negro." And it's like, I am black. Okay. I am a black woman. And, so to have them go through that, to go through fighting for their voice, for me to be able to have one in the first place. I think about that every day. I'm so grateful to my ancestors, to my grandmother, to my mom. Like I'm grateful for it all, because it wasn't the same, when this music was being created, it wasn't the same, as it is now. The same circumstances.
Right. I heard somebody say something once that was so wrong, which was, there are no rules in jazz. In fact, there are a million rules in jazz, and then there's what you do with those rules.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly.
I heard Ellis Marsalis give a master class, and a teenage boy said that to him, and I thought the roof was going to fall down. He was like, "Young man,
let me straighten you out real quick." I came into jazz not knowing really what it is or what it sounded like. And so if I come into it and I'm just like, well, I'm going to sing it my way, and I have no, background or anything about where it came from, what it is, what it sounds like, then if I go up on stage and sing, I'm going to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just going to sound uninformed. Maybe it'll sound nice, in the way that I do it, but I think ultimately it will sound uninformed. So yeah, it's very important to have a foundation in anything that you do, and know the rules before you know what to break.
So we're talking about this training of yours as if it were normal, but what happened was you started college, you put out an album, you won this major international competition, the Sarah Vaughan competition, you exploded on TikTok, you signed with Verve, you have this huge major debut album with them. Tell me how this feels, because the thing that I see in you is that you're so grounded and you're so chill and you're so you. And I think, that's largely what everyone's responding to, but it's a lot to handle.
Yeah, it's a lot. and things have been moving so fast that sometimes I don't have time to really like sit and process it, I guess. It's just like, I'm like, okay, where's the set list for the show, and getting musicians and, focusing on the music that I'm like, okay, all of these opportunities that are coming up are major, like they're huge. And I guess it started with the Sarah Vaughan competition when I was in my junior year at Purchase at the time. And when I found out I was a finalist and preparing for it and preparing for and that was the first competition that I had ever done. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I got a gown. I was on Rent the Runway. I got a gown and, got makeup done and everything. And I was so happy to be there, in that room, with all of those other incredible singers and the judges like Christian McBride and Dee Dee Bridgewater. And so when I found out I won, and I was like, everybody, was like, we knew it, and you're going to go far. You're going to do great things. I guess that was like the first step into all of this, was that moment. The pandemic hit, didn't really, get things moving. But one of the judges from the Sarabon competition, his name was Matt Pearson. He's a producer, and we stayed in contact and encouraged the idea of recording an album in the middle of the pandemic, which I was like, this is crazy. What's going to come of this? I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but October of 2020, we recorded the album. Did my first tour in November, recorded the next one in March of 2022, signed a Verve the following month, and then just kind of everything just kind of like dominoes, I guess. I don't know. I don't play dominoes, so I don't know. But everything fell.
That's how it works. Yeah. Yeah.
Even just thinking about it, just talking about it. I'm like,
I bet.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
So incredible. And even more incredible to be sitting here with you, getting to express all of those feelings and talk about it. It's amazing.
And enjoy it. That's what my mom always says to me. She says, enjoy this moment, which we don't. We're like, okay, done. Move on.
What's the next thing? Enjoy the moment.
Yeah. Your album, Linger a While, you've received this unbelievable honor and recognition. Best New Artist. That's insane.
Yeah.
Best Jazz Vocal Album. How does that recognition feel? It's so soon. It's so quick.
Exactly that. It feels very soon. And unbelievable. It was definitely an overwhelming feeling. I was just like, I can't believe, are you serious? Me? Grammy? I was just, in high school in the Bronx, I'm just like, I just graduated from a public college, SUNY Purchase, and now 2 years after that, I'm here. Even now, just saying it, I'm like, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. And I know that it's incredible honor. It's an incredible honor. It only motivates me to continue, to be authentic and to be true to myself and what I want to do. So
there's this poem by Rita Dove, who's a dear friend and a collaborator and a role model in so many ways. Somebody who's, you talk about a woman whose words have changed the world.
Yeah.
She has this poem called Testimonial, and it's written from the perspective of a child who is new to the world, and so the world is an amazing, awesome place. And this quote that I try to think about this quote every day. I share it with young people around the country when I do community engagement stuff. I kind of want to throw this at you because you are at this moment right now that she's talking about in the poem, where she says, back when everything was still to come, luck leaked out everywhere. I gave my promise to the world, and the world followed me here.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So my promise to the world is that I'll never stop growing, because I want to be grateful for the successes and be grateful for all that's happening to me, but always be mindful of what I can do to help others through that. So I'll never stop growing. I'll never stop listening. I'll never stop, taking in what all that's around me and the people who are making a difference in their, respective fields, and how we can work together collectively to uplift each other,
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I think you're going to grow so huge, and I hope you just take us all with you.
Yes, I will. I promise.